He said I was being dramatic. I became precise. My roommate Lionel had been stealing my food for 6 months. Not obviously, not whole meals, just enough to make me feel crazy. A few slices of deli meat, half my orange juice, 2 eggs instead of the 4 I bought. Every time I brought it up, he'd laugh. Bro, you're being dramatic. You probably ate it and forgot. I started taking pictures of my groceries, dated, time-stamped, counted every item before putting them away. When I showed him proof that my brand new jar of peanut butter was half empty after one day, he shrugged. Maybe you sleepwalk. That's not my problem. His girlfriend Marissa was always over. She'd eat my snacks right in front of me and say Lionel said it was fine. When I asked Lionel about it, he told me to relax. It's just food, man. Stop being so dramatic about everything. That word again, dramatic. I decided to stop being dramatic. I decided to become precise. First, I bought a mini fridge for my room, put a lock on it. Lionel laughed and called me paranoid. Then I started documenting everything. Every time he used my dishes and left them dirty. Every time his girlfriend clogged the shower drain with her hair. Every time they had people over past 11 p.m. on weeknights. All violations of our lease agreement. All photographed. All logged with dates and times. Lionel noticed the change. Why are you being weird? Just talk to me if something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. I smiled, just being precise. 3 weeks later, I found my expensive noise-canceling headphones in his room. The ones I'd been looking for. The ones he swore he'd never seen. I didn't confront him. I just added it to the log. Then came the electricity bill. We split utilities 50/50, but Lionel worked from home, had 3 monitors running, a gaming PC, space heaters in winter because he refused to wear a sweater. I used a smart plug to track my own energy usage. Ran the numbers. I was using about 30% of our electricity. He was using 70%. I presented this to him calmly. With spreadsheets? Bro, that's insane. He laughed. You're being dramatic again. There was that word. When our lease renewal came up, the landlord sent us both an email. Standard stuff. Sign by the 15th or give 60 days notice. Lionel signed immediately. Sent me a text. Done. Your turn, bro. I didn't sign. Instead, I sent the landlord my entire documentation folder. 6 months of lease violations. Photos of damage to the apartment that Lionel had caused and blamed on me. Screenshots of him admitting to guests after quiet hours. I also mentioned that I'd be happy to sign a new lease. A loan. At a slightly higher rate. The landlord called me within an hour. Lionel came home that evening to find a formal notice taped to our door. Lease violation warning. His signature was on the renewal, but mine wasn't. What is this? He was waving the paper. What did you do? I showed him the email I'd sent. The spreadsheets. The photos. The logs. His face went pale. You documented all of this? You said I was being dramatic. I shrugged. So I decided to be precise instead. The landlord gave him 30 days to vacate. His name was removed from the lease. Mine stayed. Lionel tried to fight it. Called the landlord, screaming about discrimination, about unfair treatment, but everything I documented was real, verifiable, time-stamped. On his last day, he was packing boxes while I sat on the couch eating peanut butter straight from the jar. You know this is insane, right? He snapped. All of this? Over some food? I looked at him. It was never about the food. It was about being called dramatic when I wasn't. His girlfriend showed up to help him move. She glared at me the entire time. You're a psycho, she said. I smiled. I'm not a psycho. I'm just precise. Lionel moved back in with his parents 2 towns over. I kept the apartment, got a new roommate 3 months later. She asked about house rules on move-in day. I handed her a single sheet of paper, everything clearly outlined. Food policy, quiet hours, utility split based on usage. She read it carefully. This is really detailed. I nodded. I like to be precise. Last month, Lionel ran into me at a grocery store. He looked tired, worn down. He walked past me without saying a word, but I saw him glance at my cart, full of peanut butter, the expensive kind.